Broadcasting live from the Business RadioX studios in Atlanta, Georgia, it's time for Atlanta Business Radio. Brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com. Now, here's your host.
Lee Cantor here, another episode of Atlanta Business Radio, and this is going to be a good one. But before we get started, I'd like to thank our sponsor, OnPay. Without them, we could not be sharing these interviews. First up on Atlanta Business Radio, we have James Hobbs, and he is with Meeting Expectations. Welcome, James.
Thank you so much.
Well, before we get too far into things, James, share a little bit about Meeting Expectations. How are you serving folks?
So Meeting Expectations is an event and association management company. We have been around for over 25 years now, and we service a wide variety of organizations and companies, helping them get their message out. We've either user group events, we have franchise events that we manage, as well as a really wide variety of associations that we help to manage their full business operations for. And we do work globally. With a lot of our companies also here domestically.
Now, for people who aren't aware, a lot of these associations are volunteer associations, and they don't have kind of a permanent staff that are dealing with all the minutia that it takes to really be an effective association. That's where you guys come in, right?
That is correct. Yes, it sure is.
So now talk about how your role when you help one of these associations kind of maybe make a more professional kind of footprint in their space.
For me personally, I work in an overarching strategic role. I'm really fortunate in that I get to practice both my many years experience as an events professional. I would also be able to work on the association side as well. My team that I get to work with from an association perspective really runs everything from nuts to bolts. So we strategize on their education and certification programs. We help them look long-term at what types of benefits need to be provided to our members. And we really provide the guidance that our board of directors is looking for us to do to help them remain sustainable and keep working into the future. Website presence, all sorts of social marketing campaigns, really sort of the full gamut of ensuring the success of our clients.
And then the success is also kind of trickles down to the members, right? You help the members get the most out of the association and get the most, kind of immersion into their industry.
That's correct. Our members are the whole reason why we exist. Associations are so unique, and one of the reasons why I love them so much is that the boards of directors are in fact all volunteers, and they have their full-time jobs, they have their families, but they also then spend a tremendous amount of time really dedicating themselves to their industries and to ensuring that their colleagues, everyone that they work with, and or the products that they use, that they're all going to be successful with that. I find that very endearing, and it's one of my main motivations in working in this industry, because I personally really love to do everything I can to help make their lives simpler in their endeavors to help their members and to really just see how they can grow and achieve the goals that they have for themselves personally. It's a really dynamic field and very gratifying.
I would imagine that the impact is huge for the growing the association, number one, but it's really for the members getting the most. It helps them in terms of their career growth. I mean, I think it plays an integral part of a person's career growth by being involved in an organization or association and really kind of taking leadership roles. It opens up so many doors for them. So I think it's critical in all these industries to have a vibrant association.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. I've been working so closely with these associations for, really going on almost 20 years. And it is how I've seen professionals grow from one job to the next and really be able to see them incrementally increase in position within their companies. And so much of that is due to their engagement within these organizations. It's pretty dynamic and amazing when you are able to really see that whole evolution of someone's career for so many years.
Now, how has this pandemic impacted the work that you're doing with the associations? I would imagine because of the social distancing, it's harder to do these in-person meetings, the networking that had been going on historically face-to-face. How have you continued to kind of push the value to the members during this tough time?
I'm not going to lie. This has been one of the most challenging experiences I can personally say I've ever had. I would say even more so than going through 9/11 or, the whole recession. The value that our members get from being able to see each other face to face, that will always be there. But what this has done is really helped us to stretch our minds and how we are going to still remain relevant and really ensure that our members are getting that information that they need. Within about a 4-week turn of time, we took what is our largest event of the year that was to have taken place back in April and turned that into a virtual event. And that virtual event wound up being hugely beneficial to all the people that really needed the information that we were there to deliver. And that also included, a lot of different kinds of social engagement activities, happy hours, and meetups that we conducted throughout the 2 weeks. But I think what's very important as we are all going to be going through this for the coming months and into the next year is really ensuring that you stay on point with that information that people come to you for. I think your associations are going to have to keep their websites more critically updated, deliver more information through that, and really try to just stay on point with getting that education delivery out there. That's what's going to keep them alive, and they're going to have to find new ways of delivering it as well. That is going to be key for the coming year, and that is why you have your members. They need that information, they want it, and they're willing to take it in any kind of critical format that they can. So
what I'm hearing is that this training and the learning online and virtually is going to be more of a push, and that you're going to have to be more creative in how you're going to deliver that. Is that right?
That is that's exactly correct. We are, of course, looking to the future and what face-to-face events are looking like. And because that is it's one of those things that people will always want to come back to. But for right now, we have had to be very nimble. We have had to readjust our ways of thinking and getting the information out. And we're constantly modifying how we're doing that to meet those needs that our members have. And we're really taking in the feedback that we're getting as well. And that's helping us tremendously.
Now, how has it been? Because I would imagine in any given association or in your work, you would see people from all the generations. So you have the young people that are more technologically comfortable, and maybe you have the older people who prefer the face-to-face and the human-to-human interaction like that. How do you kind of, create something for everyone in this case?
That is an ongoing challenge. You've got different formats that generationally people prefer to learn within. I could say that as we've been going down this path of delivering our online training, I have seen a convergence. So when you're delivering online, you're not going to need, for instance, face-to-face 50 minutes or an hour to deliver a message, because there is traditionally a lot of engagement from the speaker to the audience. What I have been finding over the last few months is that the delivery time of the presentation information has actually shortened. And part of that is due to there's not that specific engagement happening face to face, but I think that the speakers are also reducing to their slides a bit so that they're not just trying to keep someone on as long as they possibly can. The shortening of the length of time of presentation, which is also how our emerging leaders prefer to get their information as well. It's been interesting to watch that happen. So I think that we are learning as we go along, and by default, the way people like to get their information is really starting to cross over generationally as well. I really, for me, the whole emerging leaders has been a major focus for me, and I love learning from them, and I am loving to see how their ideas are really modifying how we're beginning to deliver our information. It's pretty exciting.
Now, for meeting expectations, you serve a wide variety of associations. Do you have a sweet spot? Are you great at technology associations, or is it across? You're kind of association agnostic. It doesn't matter what industry they're in.
We have a variety of associations, from technology to healthcare. One of our most fun, it's the National Bees Association, which has been a very fascinating area for us to learn about. We have franchise associations. We really run the gamut dependent upon what the client is looking for. I really feel that we are unique in that we really welcome so many different kinds of associations into our business platform. And that kind of gives us a leg up on things, I really feel like. We're also, we are running from a perspective of our clients' needs are always our first priority. And we love taking care of people. It's a really unique environment with a lot of great people who that customer satisfaction we take that very seriously, and we really love to make our clients happy in any way we can.
So now for an association leader out there, what is the pain that they're having where they might say, you know what, maybe it's time we call the folks at Meeting Expectations?
I really believe that they are looking for a business transformation. A lot of our associations may have been going through a transition period where they may not have had any leadership. They are starting to experience exponential growth that really does require more professional management. It is everything from how they manage their boards of directors to their finances being properly managed and taken care of. And really more so than ever, there's a lot of rules and regulations around management of data. So that in and of itself is requiring many organizations to have to take this more professionally managed approach to ensure that they are really managing their membership lists correctly, that the content of delivery is being delivered properly. There's a whole host of international regulations now that people have to be aware of, and it really does require professionals who can properly guide these organizations to ensure they don't get into any kinds of trouble.
And you help in all aspects of running an association, from serving the members, retaining the members, attracting sponsors, delivering these huge events that you've done all over the world. So it's kind of it's one of those situations where it's a turnkey solution, isn't it?
It absolutely is, and that's one of the great aspects of coming to an organization like Meeting Expectations is we can really handle all of your needs from soup to nuts, so to say, and also our clients can pick and choose the types of services that might best suit them. So we are really able to flex ourselves and match the exact needs that a potential client might have.
So if somebody wanted to learn more about you and your team, what's the website?
That is meetingexpectations.com. And that's meetingexpectations, plural.com. We've got a lot of fantastic information out there. You can see our entire staff, kind of get to know who everyone is, see pictures of all of us, and really get into how we run our company and what we really strive for as a business.
Good stuff, James. Thank you so much for sharing your story today.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time today.
All right, this is Lee Cantor. We will see you all next time on Atlanta Business Radio. And remember, this work would not be possible without the support of our sponsor, OnPay. So please support them so we can continue to share these important stories.
Today's episode of Atlanta Business Radio is brought to you by OnPay. Built in Atlanta, OnPay is the top-rated payroll and HR software anywhere. Get 1 month free at onpay.com.